be made apparent in a second. I'm going to wait until we get round to Europe, then I'll do a proper intro. Hello everybody, the year is 1633 and this is session 7 of the Amaranthine Invitational of Europa Universalis 4. And it's been 2 weeks since we've been here. Let's get on some background music so I'm not just making you listen to my computer fan. Hopefully that'll come up. One day the music might actually start in the background. And where were we? Well, where we left off last time, 2nd of January, if we zoom right in, you'll see a whole bunch of Norse bloc armies just hanging around in Caboose, all exiled, because the Savage Men have just taken, savagely, almost the entire western, north and south coast of Anatolia. It's not a good look for Caboose. I think they're still the most powerful. No, Epiphany, no. Caboose still have the most development in the world. But they're a spent force. No allies, no friends. Here's the thing, we'll jump into Caboose and I'll show you this. This is what I want to show you first. Look down here, this is what Caboose are doing. Literally no army, 0 troops. And should we look over here? Some peasants here, some particulars down here. And then, Denial separatists in the Nile Valley. And there's 35, I've checked this beforehand, there's 35 months before Denial Valley will declare independence. But anyway, interesting things to look out for this session. There's a couple of people maybe watching and chatting, so we'll turn the chat on. Classic. If you are watching, now's the time to tell me. And if there's anything particular you want to look out for, or want me to look at, or want me to tell you, or you've got any questions that need answered, shout out to me. Because otherwise, this will just be a massive meandering mess like it usually is. So without further ado, let's not jump straight in. Let's have a quick look at the current wars in 1633. We can jump down here into current wars. We've got quite a few things going. 3 major wars ongoing. We've got a few colonial wars in there, but we have Soniel Sedai and Geoia against Yunlin once more. Where's that? That's down here. So over here, Archon's Yunlin attacked once again by Korea, by Geoia. It is what it is. This time the New Pacific Order, the mandateless New Pacific Order have joined in. New Pacific Order, meanwhile, are just demolishing Onju's Bengalistan. Again, not a good look. Powered by their tributary Amaranth. We'll ignore that part, We have also, so those are the 2 wars in the east. We have a war ostensibly in the west. We have London versus Pyrenees. Who have I remember this. This is land that Eric Lux wanted for so long, and then it's Pyrenees who got it. So there's a war going on with these guys. Ostensibly for, I think it's around these colonies over here that London aren't too happy about. But then you've got Schwarzwald versus Switzerland, and it's all a bit of a mess in Central Europe. So we'll try and follow that as we go. So that's pretty much what's going on in the world right now. Anything else going? Nope, I've got a few guys on Death Watch. I'm looking out for a few deaths. I'm looking out for a few revivals, Denial included. That's the exciting one. So let us get kicked off. We can relax, kick back, and enjoy. Arsox, if this is your first time watching and you haven't actually switched off yet, I'm both surprised and ready to disappoint you. We can take a close look at Kizil Bronxo, of course. They are literally snaking their way through Mongolia towards Yunlin. They lost their major ally, did Broncos, when Caboose lost that war. Oh no, I think Kizil Bronco betrayed Caboose actually. So they just have their kind of network of alliances in Central Asia that have stood them well this entire time. Tumen, Kumis, Hotan. Yeah, Ordus are in the exact same colour, but you know, who are they a tributary of? Oh, Yunlin. Okay. They might not die soon. But hopefully they'll die soon. If I remember right, Gansu actually got kind of demolished in a war, and they've just already rebuilt. And they're allied with Sun Yeosadai. Anyway, what we're looking at down here is that Yunlin are focusing on Geoia. Or at least they were, they might be pulling back. And at the bottom, you have Geoia focusing on the New Pacific Order. The New Pacific Order actually pieced out there of Bengalistan. They could have gotten so much more. They could have taken all this, but they settled for just that. So the New Pacific Order are all in on fighting Geoia. Now, the numbers advantage belongs to Korea with Sun Yeosadai. I think both Sun Yeo and Geoia's armies are pretty much bigger than Yunlin's by now. But Yunlin have vastly superior quality. So if they can knock out Geoia, focus all their troops on Sun Yeosadai, Yunlin can win this. That won't happen. They're already losing, minus 6% war score. But you can kind of see battles. I'm not sure if you can see battles. Let's have a quick look in. They are winning the battles. From 7 battles, they're plus 1 war score up. The Savage Men, are they just going to sit back, consolidate? The Savage Men are improving Lurtzland's opinion of them, which is very, very interesting. I would love to see some more protection for Lurtzland. As it is, Epiphany are at war with Lurtzland. And I think that... What is that actually over? What is that actually over? Hilakas? Where is this? So, let me get this straight. Epiphany... Who wants this? It is Epiphany. I mean, this big French blob are gonna go right up to Sweden, beat them up because of one province in Peru, and that's fine. That's the 17th century for you. Well, that's probably more the 18th century, surely. I'm stumbling all over the place. I'm out of practice. That little week break has just ruined me. Meanwhile, we have this ongoing war, Switzerland versus Schwarzwald, as kind of a peripheral war to the ongoing Pyrenees-London conflict. At least Pyrenees aren't getting beaten up themselves. And I'd like to see Schwarzwald beat back Switzerland here. But I don't think it's going to happen. Epiphany already going to work on Denmark. Equestria... Medvedstrana versus Equestria is an ongoing war as well. And Medvedstrana clearly are just decimating them. Medvedstrana look a lot smaller, but there is a lot of development here in their few remaining provinces. Look at that. Look at that one green shining beacon in Russia. That's Moscow, capital still of Medvedstrana. You know, despite the incursions from the Norse bloc on either side. These Solas in the chat, how is Eric Lux doing? Eric Lux are involved in this war. Because of course they are. Because they are sticking close to the heels of Epiphany. Have been their lapdogs for quite some time now. Schwarzwald are actually, they're mutually improving in relations. Could this be the session where Schwarzwald actually makes some good alliances? I mean, as it is, they've betrayed their alliance of Lurtzland. Lurtzland have been left to die by themselves, so Osterstrond, perfidious Osterstrond, are just gonna roll right round the top and take out Lurtzland. This might be the session that Lurtzland get truly finished. Yunlin are being swallowed up from the east, but Geoia also being swallowed up from the east. And a big battle there. There's Geo's whole army in the highlands in Dali. And in fact, are they somehow getting beaten back by 12... What on earth is happening here? Can we zoom right in on this? Where Geoia are barely beating back a tiny... Who lost? Genuinely, did I just see 50,000 Geo and Sun Yeo troops get beaten back by 12,000 New Pacific Order troops? A mandateless New Pacific Order getting mandate. This is terrible. Oh no, they've got Bengalistan as a tributary. That's what they did. That's why they didn't take land. They've got Bengalistan as a tributary. The new Pacific Order are back in business, lads. And they're Where is Sun Yeo's army then? Well, Sun Yeo have a massive army up here. So it's, you know, they haven't beaten back their entire army yet. But if they can knock Geo out this war, and they may well do so, because it's only minus 16% war score, and that is all from this province in here. So we live in hope that Geoia get knocked out, and Yunlin can finally lay the smackdown on Senyor Sedai. Arsox, for what it's worth, Yunlin is Archon's country, Geoia is Geo's country, Senyor Sedai is King Brandon's country. Geo and King Brandon don't watch this, they have nothing to do with their countries, I just put them in this villa. And for the last, literally like, almost 200 years now, Senyor Sedai and Geoia have just been beating up on Yunlin, who are a vastly superior nation, but it's just a numbers game. And that's what's so annoying about them. So we live in hope that one day Yunlin will break free. And of course, now he's allied with the new Pacific Order again. The hope is Archon and the MPO band together and kick the hell out of China and Korea. That's the lore. It does sound like you from about 15 minutes ago. But Kizil Bronco, they've been alright. They kind of had an Islamic bloc there. Caboose, Arkansas, and Kizil Bronco. That Caboose stabbed Arkansas in the back. Kizil Bronco stabbed Caboose in the back. And Kizil Bronco are just gonna, you know, sit here, just chill out. But I can very much tell you that Geo will never be watching this. He has vastly better things to do with his time. Geo desperately building up an army. Look at how low this morale is. Did they suffer another defeat while I wasn't watching? I think there's a Yunlin army around here as well. I think if Yunlin can pick the right battles with Senyor Sedai, and I don't think there are many right battles anymore. If we look at the terrain, it's all steppes and grassland, no real defensible terrain until we get into the mountains around the west of their country. If they can draw Senyor Sedai into a battle around these mountains, then they could beat that stack. Anything else? Grunhammer, how are they doing? The answer is not well. Let's have a look at their allies. Macaronesia, Malta, Cleves, no big hitters there. Whereas we look at these guys, they're all just waiting to swallow up Grunhammer. So this war seems to be over with. And I don't know, does Schwarzwald get anything? We'll see later. What is this Casus Belli they're losing? Using. It is a conquest, so they could take... Epiphany could take some of Denmark here. That's actually quite a meaty army that Lutzland have. Oh! No, this is winnable for Lutzland. Although, we see there, Eric Lux and their amazing artillery there as well. So it's kind of winnable for Lutzland because they have the best navy in the world. They have a better navy than Epiphany and Eric Lux put together. So it's not going to be too bad for Lutzland here. Because as you can see, they can't advance over to Finn or Shaland because of this blockade here. What I would do if I was Lutzland, I would let them come over to Finn and Shaland one at a time. Like let Eric Lux send that 41k over, blockade them so they can't be reinforced, smash that 41k, and say, hey, that's them won a massive battle, that'll help war score. That might get Eric Lux out of the war. Meanwhile, Neroland occupied by Free Scotland. That is because Free Scotland are on a crusade against Lepai. Yeah, let's not even try here. Oh goodness, it's all kicking off. So it's these guys here that Free Scotland wanted, or that Nero wanted, or... No, that I think Scottish Mexico wanted? How on earth have they managed to get that in? But we've got Scottish Mexico here. They are getting buried by Neroland. But if Nero loses out at home, which he's certainly doing because he doesn't have any armies there, and Free Scotland does, then he's going to lose that war. Midvidstrana still hacking away at the corpse of Equestria. Just going along merrily. The Epiphany withdrawing to some extent because they know they can't get past the Finn and Shealand. Meanwhile, this war, is it over? It certainly looks over. So they've declared war on Fujian. What has happened here? Because Fujian were, oh no, they're not a tributary anymore. I don't know what's happened here, but essentially Geoia have somehow gotten out of this war and immediately gone to war with Fujian. Fujian, famous for killing Leak Guy's nation, that nobody cared about either. Essentially, this entire place is just filler nations, apart from Archon. To get to actual real nations, you have to go to Bengalistan and Amaranth, who are unfortunately now both tributaries of the New Pacific Order. Ninja Karutsu. Ninja Karutsu used to own all of this, by the way. They used to have, like, most of Japan as well. But they got forced up into the deepest, farthest away reaches of Siberia. And now they are actually biting back against Buryatia. So they are kind of coming back into some semblance of relevancy. It could take a very long time, I have to say. But, oh, hello! Good morning, Denial Valley. Let's pause and take this in. Guess who is back on the map? Not... Oh, what is this? What is this? Tolk Maria is going back in on Caboose. Caboose are collapsing like a pack of cards. Their armies are still beset by rebels up here. Although it's peasants, it's particularists. I think that's noble rebels up there. But if you could see me on webcam, I am just excitedly pointing. Now, this is what I'm doing. I'm going, yes, look at this. Let's not look at that. Let's not look at my face. Let's look at this beautiful visage of Denial Valley. My pick for the eventual winners, remember. Back, let's put... They're going to be, How are Denial Valley Hindu? I thought they'd have been, Sunni Islam. But they've somehow ended up Hindu. Have they got Cairo back? They don't have Cairo. Now that is a major blow. Because Cairo is an amazing city. 39 development. Cloth, all the buildings. Caboose is Labubu. Caboose is actually filler. Which is the annoying thing that they got so big. So, Tolk Maria is going in. And they're taking on Caboose by themselves, are they? But then Caboose are still beset by rebels. Caboose still don't have an army. And if we actually look... If we quickly jump into Caboose, we'll see what their development is. Because it's still 883. They're still one of the biggest ones up there. But with no army. And rebels about to... Actually, let's have a quick look in. They are loaning a lot of money. Their corruption is spiraling. Their prestige is way down. Their stability, everything is going down. Although Padisha Labubu, who has just come to power, an amazing ruler, well connected. Look how much money he's losing. And that is all in interest. They are good. These guys are going bankrupt and going bankrupt at pace. So they're not about to be broken by their internal rebels. But I can't see any way back for Caboose. Caboose are completely broken. And if there's any justice in the world, Arkansas, once their truce is up, and their truce is up, they need to swoop in like they're intending to and just mop up the corpse of Caboose. So what I wrote actually earlier on in Talk Maria's entry in the write-up is that their only hope was a complete and utter Caboose collapse. And I wasn't really expecting it, but it's happened. It's happened. And nobody is happier than me. Apart from maybe Denial and Talk. Interestingly here, see this reconquest of Osa. Osa was the province that Denial Valley got itself killed over when they went to declare war on Talk. And look at that. I think it's because the Separatist army becomes the Denial army. And Denial are already at war. Denial are shifting. They're at war with Ethiopia. This is another arms race in North and Eastern Africa. It's like the last 200 years never happened. If we ignore, you know, the Islamification of Cairo. I'm sure other things are going on in the world. Medvedstrana have reunited two halves of their dead nation. Epiphany still aren't progressing past Denmark. So they're not going to be able to take that much from Lettland. That's a great... Lettland have the biggest naval force in the world, the most powerful naval force in the world. And that's very good for them. The Nile Valley are back, Tribute. We've just been over it. Because Caboose are broken. Their army was smashed by the League War. They got sent spiraling into debt. The Savage Men weren't, despite doing a similar amount of the fighting. So the Savage Men just turned around and immediately smashed Caboose. Took all their good provinces. And Caboose are just done. They're done. Caboose is still the third biggest nation in the world, development-wise. I mean, we can very quickly check this. Caboose, yeah, down to fourth. So they've still got a very good base there, but they are, yeah, it's over. And like I said, what I want to see now, Arkansas just smash in. Because... in fact, Caboose were rebuilding an army, but it just got taken out by their rebels again. Talk Maria has absolutely free reign to take as much of this as they can. Oh, and look at the Nile Valley just eating up Ethiopia before Talk Maria can get there. This is a proper arms race. Who are Malta at war with? The Malta going it themselves, trying to take over this section right here. I mean, look, these peasant rebels, they're just mopping up their armies before they can get together. This is actually spectacular. If only something like that could happen over here. And in fact, Gioia... in fact, no, it's Fujian who attacked Gioia. And they're winning. How on earth are they managing this? Gioia have a solid army, but their capital's occupied. Oh, this is occupied. Who are Fujian most likely to ally here? Now, I didn't see many separatists left for Caboose, so we've got particularists, nobles, oh, up here, Georgian separatists. That's what I like to see. Now, unfortunately, these guys might end up fighting each other, but you can see it's only the two provinces there occupied by Georgian separatists. I'm just really looking out for these guys to stop drilling, to start paying their troops, and march into Caboose. Because this is the opportunity for Arkansas. Because they spread as far as they could. All this is allied to Kizil Bronco. All this is allied to Tequila. So they can't expand any further to their north and east. But they can certainly expand to their west now. The Free Scotland Nederland War is over. And we're not a reconquest over here of these guys. Oh yeah, these guys broke free from Scottish Mexico, so Free Scotland are just finishing them off. Pyrenees, their colonies survived. Let's have a quick double check they didn't. No, Pyrenees are going well. Ish. Considering Pyrenees were completely down and out, that they are even this well off is amazing. These guys just can't cobble an army together. The Nile Valley. Let's see how many of their cores remain. On Caboose. It's more than enough. The Nile, please, the Nile, just declare war, get Cairo back. This would be the most glorious session. What even are those separatists? Who knows? But look at Tolk Maria. They are doing what the Nile Valley should be doing. Because Tolk, I think Tolk at some point might have owned this. Like, he owned up to here. But they just need to go further and further and take as much as possible. Because if Caboose somehow get out of this, they can declare bankruptcy. They can get rid of all their loans. And they can rebuild from here because they've got a solid base. So what everyone needs to do is take away enough of that base. Hold on, I've got a very important question that I need to pause the game and double check. They're in a disaster as well, internal conflicts. So they're not going to get out of it. They are actually getting out of there. How did they get enough money to get rid of all those loans? Hold on. Is anyone sending them money? I'm just going to I'll quickly double check this. Because if it's Arkansas, I'm not happy. But what I want to see, yeah, this is what I want to see. This is literally what I stopped for. Exactly, Solars. Exactly. That's what I'm checking. So Cyprus, it's possible. 10k rebels would be enough to take back that fort on Cyprus. That's the dream. So, I think next year, at the start of 1640, we will double check to see what wars are going on. Ongoing, is what I meant to say. Julia's armies are... How are they so bad? How actually are they so bad? They've got offensive ideas. They've got very good mercenaries. Julia is the only real mercenary nation. Garavdesh is not back. Unfortunately, Garavdesh was the one nation that didn't get reformed last session. Because we had Georgia back, we had Perevorot back. We had, the other one. What was the other one that came back? I'm drawing a blank, but there were 3 that came back. Look at this. Their army's just getting crushed. Oh, yeah. I can't remember because they're already gone. Ashwider came back. In, like, Istria or something. Yeah, they're already gone. They're dead. The Denial's just going to mop up those separatists. Malta digging even further into Africa. Impressive. So in 1672, we might find Patria annexing Cordoba. And that's going to be great for Patria because they're going to get control of Sevilla. That's the trade node. That's the best trade province. Well, it's not the best trade province. It and Lisbon are the best trade provinces in the Sevilla node, and that's a very good node. They'll be able to send trade up from the Ivory Coast, up from Timbuktu, which is what they've been conquering towards. So once they get control of Cordoba, they are in a very good spot. So all eyes still on Caboose, apart from seeing if Geoia are fighting back. Although, what's that? Yunlin. Oh no. No. The New Pacific Order are going all in on Amaranthine. Their own tributary. Their own tributary. How could you do this, MPO? You were supposed to protect Amaranth. And now they've come in. Who have they brought in? They've brought in everyone. Oh god, even Damacarin, Damax, Samudali Kafa, New Pacific Order, Yunlin Tequila. It's all going wrong for Amaranth. Well, I say going wrong. It's all gone wrong before for Amaranth, really. I mean, let's have a look at the devastation map mode. You think the devastation in Europe and bad? Look at this. Literally 100% devastation. Round, what is it? That's not the island of Brunei, but that's where Brunei is. It's not a good session for me. The Australia Minor, sitting there doing not a whole lot. But they could, in fact, actually, Australia Minor have gotten some provinces back from Amaranthine. Well, from Amaranth. I think that's going to be separatist because Amaranth just can't deal with rebels. Look at how many particularists there are. Meanwhile, I really hope Tolk takes as much as he can here. Well, as they can. It's not literally Tolk playing. Imagine if it was. Oh, they can actually take the Mandeb straight back as well. But this is a reconquest war. So they're probably not going to be able to take much. Because it'll be prohibitively expensive for them. There is an occupation going on there. Oh no. No. I think something needs to be done about Epiphany. Because they're going in on Pyrenees now. 95,000 sieging Girona. The island north of Australia, like Papua New Guinea. Around here. See, what's going to be puzzling now is that I made both your countries the same colour. So we've got Legendia have managed to sneak their way around here. And then it's only a stone's throw away from Samuda Lee Kafir who are expanding this way. Oh, hello. Oh! Perfidious Osterstrund have struck. Their navies are getting demolished, but it doesn't matter because they've been attacked from the PRD on one end, attacked by Osterstrund up the other. Schwarzwald were not there to save them. And it's all over. Oh, it really is all over. Look at this. Oh, Lubeck's gone and everything. Oh, they've even split up Denmark. That is truly it for Lutzeland now. Even Vikingar have a better chance than Lutzeland. Perfidious Osterstrand have struck again. They sat out of every single war apart from the ones they could just beat up on. Oh. And PRD look even worse. They're taking big chunks now of this trade. Lutzeland still have Shaland. And they'll maintain kind of majority control of Lubeck until the PRD can get Stettin and Lubeck online and cord. Lubeck up. Disgusting. Epiphany against Schwarzwald. That's because Schwarzwald are helping Pyrenees. Well, that's a doomed attempt if ever I've seen one. Interesting. The Tolk is now at peace. And it looks like he did take back most of Tolk Marine. Yeah, almost all the cores there. So I can appreciate that. Tolk Maria getting back to its former glory. Interestingly, these little pockets of land here, utterly indefensible for Caboose. I mean, utterly indefensible anyway, because their nation is still breaking. So the separatists are dead. I think the rebels have killed each other off, which very much annoys me. Arkansas building an army. Are they going in or are they just preparing? Arkansas on the border here. Come on. if there's one thing I want now, Arkansas just sweep in, cut Caboose in half. Well, I say in half. They've been cut into many, many pieces already. And if Arkansas sweep in, that Georgia, what? Equestria have declared war on Georgia. But then Osterstrand, terrible, cowardly, craven Osterstrand have declared war on Equestria. Osterstrand are the villain of this campaign that we never wanted. Oh dear, Amaranth, this is ugly. Even Yunlin, if Yunlin actually managed to take some of the Philippines, that's very good for them. And I'll tell you why, because that puts them right beside Samuda Lee Kappa. Did I just see a little... Yeah, Damak, I think, have finished their war, was that? No, they haven't. Yeah, Epiphany are occupying Drogregan. The one province that Eric Lux have wanted this entire time. And it was so good when Pyrenees of all countries got it. The Georgia are running wild on Equestria. And if we have a quick look, it's all... No, it's still 3 provinces occupied, 4 provinces by Georgian separatists. 1 is a fort, which is very good for them. But they do have that 2k stack sieging here, which means that, yep, they'll start undoing all of this, apart from Trebizond. At any point, we can pause, and actually, Caboose don't have a navy now, will they? No navy, so if someone or something does pop up on Cyprus, they can't stop it. Samuda, annoyingly, are now allied with Tequila once again. Which was like the one interesting thing that could have happened. Samuda could have allied with Yunlin and they could have taken on Tequila, but no. We're not getting it. But yeah, this is... As if Amaranth weren't already in enough trouble. Ninja Karutsu are sucking up to Kazil Bronco. In fact, look at that. They do actually share a massive border now. A massive rebel-strewn border. A few separatists, but Tolk Maria, they'll be very happy with themselves. What? Oh no, that's because Damak. That was all Damak. The Damak have actually... are now on to Amaranth's Island. So now they're just going to be occupied by Tequila, Yunlin, and the New Pacific Order. Oh, hello. No, Samuda Lee Kappa, I think. That is an Australia Minor Corps that they've taken from Amaranth, I think. So rather than return course to Australia, Samuda are taking it for themselves. And that's probably a good move. Why are 60,000 tequilas in Australia Minor? Because Australia Minor says, hey, you want to kill Amaranth? Be our guest. Oh, Savage Men. Fully paying their troops. The truce with Caboose is up in 6 years, so they might have other targets in mind. But which completely allyless target could the Savage Men be wanting to swallow? What the New Pacific Order actually want here? It's the reconquest of Patani, so they probably won't take that much. Because we'll be able to see their cause here. It's literally only that that they can take without a penalty. But they will be looking... They'll be looking to take Malacca, I think. They'll be looking to take about that. Or they'll just take that and make Amaranth their tributary again. That's my completely unfounded prediction. Now, I appreciate what Tolk Maria was trying to do here. But by not taking this province, they can't actually march their army up to deal with these rebels. They have a big enough transport fleet and they're building more transports that they can just ferry troops across, but they shouldn't have to. Oh, Neraland. Is this the same war? Yeah. How are Patria doing? Patria are kind of my dark horse favourites there. Well, not dark horses in I think they're going to win, because they're not. But they're one of my favourites, because they... I think Patria are Oh, another huge stack of Danal separatists on Cairo. Beautiful. Music to my ears. Another fresh wave of rebels. And unrest in Cyprus is only increasing. So Sinop is the capital of Caboose. So what we need is for some of these peasants and the particularists, or indeed the noble rebels who are all around here, they need to siege down Sinop, and that's what will break Caboose. Oh goodness. Right, so Amaranth were forced to release Malaya, who they conquered earlier, as well as give back Patani. And they are once again a tributary of the New Pacific Order. Good stuff. So Yunlin, Fujian, I mean. Did they manage to beat? I think they lost to Gioia. And lost maybe these provinces here. Perhaps. It matters not. Right, so Cairo is down once again. And there's no real chance for these guys to unsiege. Because look at how much of the country is occupied by rebels now. And this is all Georgia. If we somehow get a Georgian snake all the way to the Crimea, do they have any allies? Anyone protecting them? No, not really. It's a reconquest, I'm sure, though. Oh no, they're defending. So they can get pretty much anything they want at half price. This isn't new at all. This is why Geo hates Yunlin. This, as well as Taiwan. I think Yunlin did own a bit more of Taiwan. But we're talking ancient history there. Who is this? Carlin against Ordos. Hopefully Carlin wins then, if that's a war that's ongoing, so we get a bit of green rather than red. It all seems... Is that Caceres that's just been squashed out of Neroland? Indeed it was. So again, oh no, actually, Pyrenees, that's going to be the mountain fort that has finally fallen to Epiphany. The Pyrenees looking a little bit squashed, but honestly they're still in a decent position unless we look at America and they have nothing. New Pyrenees, there we go. Medvedstrana. Medvedstrana's still alive? I'm not seeing it. I don't see Medvedstrana here. I see, let's zoom in. Is that... Oh, it's Osterstrand. Perfidious Osterstrand. Strike again. Oh, what's happened here? Georgia have got a little bit of land back. Are the Savage Men even in this war? They're not. They just have their armies up there. Maybe they're waiting to see what Osterstrond do. Because it's Osterstrond in the PRD. Because, you know, they needed help. Osterstrond. Look at that entire fortless expanse that allows anyone to march through Siberia. Well, I suppose marching through Siberia is its own deterrent. But just march straight through to the forts protecting their capital. It's not the best strategic move I've ever seen. Yeah, it's particularly some noble rebels now that are taking that bit of Georgia. And here we go. Let's zoom right in on this one. Infinite separatists on Cyprus. Oh, look at this. Danal separatists are having a whale of a time as well. Maybe they didn't need to go to war. Maybe they didn't need to go to war because Danal separatists will just break their country anyway and they'll get everything back. Hello! Oh, hello! How are Arkansas winning this? How actually are they winning this? Who declared war on who? Arkansas are defending against Tequila, but they are making the running. They are advancing in there. That's spectacular. Especially Samuda are involved in this war. And they have a massive army, but no, the Samuda army is just sitting down there. The Arkansas army outnumbered by Tequila, but perhaps is a bit better. Oh, they've even got Sin Cigar in, and Arkansas are still pushing forward. I don't think they can sustain this push. Arkansas has worse Miltech. Because Tequila have caught right up since getting all the institutions in. So it's ambitious from Arkansas. I can enjoy that ambition. I'm just not so sure how well it's going to work for them. Although if it gets them a white peace out of this, or even any concessions, that would be simply amazing. Because look at the sheer weight of humanity, the different armies converging on this one Arkansas army. There was something like 6 Tequilan armies and 3 Arkansas armies. Meanwhile, Samuda continues to sit there. Samuda have that occupation, actually. They need to keep hold of that occupation to make sure Tequila don't take it. Oh, there we go. Indeed, Trebizond has gone back to Georgia. Although it's pretty much the most useless province they could have taken. But this is what we're hoping. This is what we're just hands together praying for. Danal separatists. Push on, lads. Push on. Still, Caboose can't scrabble together an army, and that is particular as sieging the capital now. Is that Moscow now? Surely Moscow. Moscow's still in the hands of Medvedstrana, who are now in pieces. Osterstrond didn't fancy it. Osterstrond, they're just taking all of this. Where there is some decent development there, even if it's not Moscow. Those are all good provinces they've taken, pretty much. But that does leave the... Well, what the... Oh, hold on. Let's have a quick pause here, because this could be a big one. Be a major one. The Savage Men are just going for it. Because this is the one thing we really like about Savage Men. They don't care. They'll just go for it. And they are going for Legendia. Who do Legendia have? I don't think it's going to be enough. Legendia have Malta, Vikingar, Free Scotland. Not going to be enough. Who are they actually fighting? Is it the whole Norse bloc? It's enough of the Norse bloc that it's not a good look. Just as Legendia had all their armies over here finishing off the Aztec pirates who haven't seen a sea in centuries. Disappointing. But yeah, the Savage Men are absolutely the world's #1 power. Even if it doesn't say it yet. As it stands, they are in an unassailable position. But then that's what we said about Caboose. And Caboose made their own situation very much assailable. No one country can stand alone until you get about 3,000 development, probably. Savage Men are well on their way to doing it. Because I imagine the only reason they were able to call a crusade against Legendia is because of Corfu down here. Because crusade needs to be against a neighbour. And that's the only neighbouring province they have. How much are they actually looking to take? It'll be Corfu and all of Legendia, okay. So will Eric Lux actually give them access? They give access to Malta, so that means the Savage Men will have access. Oh, hello! Hello, my darlings! Is it time? It is time for the denial conquest of Kosti. No longer content for their rebels to do all the work. Denial Valley are... They're way up there. They've only got 5,000 troops up there. But it's enough. That's how weak Caboose are. This is what the Savage Men should have done. This is what Arkansas should be doing. Arkansas have been pushed out of Tequila now, and now they're getting pushed back. And what are Tequila likely to want? What in the coast? Is that a trade province? I don't think so. No, it's not even part of their own trade node. Let's have a double check back across here, see if anything interesting's going on. You'll never guess what's happened, lads. But Sundiao, Sedai and Yunlin are at war. Now, interestingly, Jehoia aren't. Really annoyingly, the New Pacific Order has once again betrayed Yunlin, and it's a one-on-one war. You know what? You know what? I'm giving up on that. We're never gonna... I will just look back in 100 years and see who's won. I'll tell you what, nobody's gonna win. Because Yunlin will take a bit of land round here, take a bit of land back, and then Jiui and Sun... We'll just leave it. Nobody cares. The Tolk has eventually ferried troops across there, which is nice to see. So what is Denial actually going to do here? Because what he needs to do... Are these guys going to fight together? Or are they just going to... Because these are Denial separatists, but they aren't funded specifically by Denial. No, they're just walking past each other. They're content. They're not sieging down each other's land. Perfect. Like, they're not... Like, that's clever from Denial. He's not even... Denial Valley aren't even sieging down these provinces now that the separatists are sieging them down, because they know they're going to get these provinces for free. What they need to do is stop these guys somehow, but they don't have the men for it. This is brilliant, actually. They're just sieging down provinces that have already been beaten back. They just need to avoid getting killed. Let these guys kill all their armies. This is actually the comeback of the century. Probably more so than a century, honestly. It's a cut. No, Equestria's comeback. What was that one comeback I really liked? I can't remember what it was. Hold on. Oh no, it's the PRD. The PRD have landed in Free Scotland. This is not a drill. There are Norse in Cornwall. Cleves has been taken by the Savage Men. Osterstrond in Roma. Umbria, but close enough. It's a Norse takeover here. Who will stand against... See if Denial Valley, though. If Denial Valley... Well, they're getting taken over by Sunni Zealots, so maybe they won't stay Hindu. But if they did actually stay Hindu, then they'd have far better relations with Tolk Maria. And they could form a block of themselves. Tolk Maria could go south, Denial could go north. Beijing is down. I'm giving up on Yunlin. There's a big Legendan army. Well, I suppose there's a fleeing Savage Men army. We could be down for a big battle here. Or just... Oh no, they saved them just in time. Nearly a stack wipe, but Legendia have reinforcements. Legendia have probably quite good troops. I forget who has what, so we can double check what Legendia have. They have defensive ideas, which is very good. Offensive, very good. They do have good discipline. They have morale of armies. They've got a very good quality army. I believe Malta are in this war. Yeah, Malta have come back to defend their best friend forever. It's not going to be much help, but friends to the end. Caboose Separatists now in the Savage Men, which is probably a good sign. So this war continues as Arkansas must now be on their last legs. They're not even reinforcing that battle, which is good. You don't reinforce defeat. In fact, that's actually still Arkansas territory that they've taken from Tequila. That's insanely impressive. If I had my webcam on, you'd see me nodding. In great approval. How have Legendia managed to take a bit of Greece? They're massively rebuilding an army. They've been beaten back a little up here. Did Free Scotland just give up? No, they didn't. They just beat them away from Cornwall. Somehow. Honestly, they don't need to do anything to free Scotland. Although, we will double check over here, of course, because all the colonies are involved, which will massively inflate the numbers on that side. Because look at this 30k army from Free Scotland. They can't do anything. What are Lurchland doing? Even now, in this beleaguered state. They're defending against Neroland. Neroland are going on the attack against Lurchland. So if Neroland can keep enough of his... Oh, that's why Free Scotland aren't fighting. They've been exiled in Neroland this entire time. That's embarrassing. Oh no, the Denal Valley Separatists, I think, have been beaten back. So long as they get Cairo back, we'll be in business. Even now, they're beating back Tequila. They're throwing in all their armies, but this is a mountain defense for Arkansas. That is amazing. Look at that. They are just individually beating their armies one by one. They've clearly watched my Twitch before. Are they actually going on the attack in the mountains? That would be ill-advised. It's another defense in the mountains, but they've got far more numbers on their side now. But they're able to beat like 3 armies in a row there? Actually insane. Oh, that's why I was checking. Viking are now allied with the PRD. Interesting. We're just looking out for any odd alliances that might appear. Have Caboose found anyone yet? I doubt it. They're not really in a position to. Yes, there we go. Tokmiria and Denial Valley, friends forever, who didn't both get themselves killed by Caboose. They're gonna reunite. Oh, hello. Hello, old friend. Cairo, back in the arms of Denial Valley. That was all that really mattered there for the Separatists. Rome is taking an age to fall. But I suppose Rome never fell in a day. Is Il Bronco be doing anything? Not much. Yunlin getting beat up again. I think it's pretty much over for Yunlin. If Sonye or Sedai are beating them up by themselves. See, that part of that was Yunlin's jaunt down here into Amaranthine. They needed all the manpower they could muster for these continuous Geo and Sonye wars. But then they just went on an adventure for the New Pacific Order, who then stabbed them in the back. Because guess what? They've stabbed you in the back so many times already. So Arkansas now getting beaten back after an amazing performance. And here comes Kumis again. Kumis have done this twice now. Kumis just try and latch on to Tequila coming through, and Kumis go, hey, we're helping, we'll take some land too. What are the PRD doing down here? I imagine coming round to face Malta and Legenda, actually. Legendia. But that is a massive army to be exposing to North African attrition. What do Ossestrode want now? Warlexland? They got... This could cause some friction. But yeah, their only real avenue expansion, their useful avenue of expansion, because let's have a look at this wasteland. Red provinces all the way. The only real way to expand is going to be through Luxland again. See, here's the thing, Arsocks. Il Bronco have never done anything. The most they've done is push through some of their Central Asian little countries this far. But mostly they've been sat back as an ally of Caboose. Still, Caboose only have a 3.5k army. I was about to say, they now need to start taking forts so that they don't just lose all this progress. There's 2,000 Legendians just running away into deepest Africa. Neroland's still at war for Luxland. So we're coming up to 1650. In 1650, it's time for the next institution. Gonna have a quick look at where things are spreading worldwide. All institutions ever present throughout Europe. Only really the printing press that hasn't reached India. Indeed, the Renaissance still hasn't reached some parts of Japan. It's the printing press that's really slow to go around. It's the Renaissance and the printing press that are both really slow to go around. Global trade is everywhere already. Colonialism really picks up at pace, it goes around coasts. And likewise, manufactories will spread really quickly amongst rich nations that have manufactories. It's as simple as that. But Legendia, Rome has fallen, and they're going down at speed. They even have any forts left? I imagine there's one around Sicily. Yep, one fort left in Messina. The level 6 fort, to be fair. The fear is, how much are the Savage Men going to take? And then my fear is, when are Eric Lux going to come in after the fact and just pick at the corpse? Because if I was the Savage Men, right? What I would do is I would take these 3 provinces to block Eric Lux from easy expansion into Legendia. Because that gets you Roma. It's not that good a province, actually. It's actually lost development from the start. Gets you Umbria, gets you Ancona, and they're all good provinces. In fact, I'm pretty sure every single province here is good. We get down to southern Italy, nobody really cares. But, you know, Napoli is a great province. That should be the province that Erelux really want, Napoli. You can see, like, even extends a bit beyond to like their border as a province of vital interest. That shows how interested they are in it. How are Grunhammer not dead yet? That's what I want to know. But yep, they're being pushed back into Africa. Not a good look. Oh dear. The Tequila are pushing forward properly now into Arkansas. They've reached the land of the two rivers, the land of the downriver people. I think Baghdad's their capital. Yep, the capital and trade city of Arkansas has been sieged down. I got very excited for a second because I saw these like 1k troops just rolling around Caboose. Okay, Osterstrand, what are you actually doing? Osterstrand are just so villainous that they're going out of their way to kill off Caboose's rebels just to annoy us. There was no purpose in them killing Caboose's rebels. I'm quite annoyed by that. So peace in our time has led to the loss of quite a bit there. What actually went over here? The Samuda actually did get a province there. Impressive. Yep. It's not looking great for Yunlin. It's looking amazing for Ninja Karutsu, who've just sat back, done nothing, and got all this. But Yunlin are pretty much done. Truce is going to be out with Joya. Joya can come in now. Oh, Australia Minor, actually. Look at this. Amaranthine Australia is done. Australia Minor have got some of their... I think there's one amazing province around here that they developed up. Look at this. It's stupid how much they developed this. 34 development. Like, Rome is 29 development, to put it in context. That's how much development's there. Now, hopefully, Arkansas could turn this around on Kumis and just stamp them out, take their land. Because the problem with Kumis and why they haven't expanded into there is because they are allied with Casil Bronco. So if they can take this defensive war and turn it into a victory, they'll be a rolling. Is this peace in our time? It is. What did they do? I don't see any land they took, even Corfu. Right, keep an eye out for what the Savage Men might have taken. They're not a vassal. I think... Is that a white piece somehow? Do they have something better? Because I don't... There's no territory down here. I don't... There's no territory down here. There. They've still got these two terrible provinces. I think that was a white piece there for Legendia. Because, look, a white piece lasts 5 years. Oh, I'm an idiot. Hold on. Give me a sec. Someone needed to remind me to save the game at 1650. What's the time? Is it about 9 o'clock? 10 past 9. But what I'm going to do, right? Just bear with me here. I am going to save this game. Where we are. I'm going to reload the old autosave. Save that as the 1650 save. Yeah, I know I went to loading. I just want to see if that autosave was still there. Now we're going to load this autosave. We're going to come back to this, so I'm not going to restart from this autosave or anything stupid like that. But I just want a save game every 25 years. Just for the sake of stats. So we're going to save this game. Sorry for this little interlude. I am just an idiot. So we save this as 1650. take ages to load. We come back to 1651. It'll be like nothing ever happened, guys. Nothing ever happened. This is fine. So where were we? So now that it is 1650, what we're going to do is unpause it, keep it going. And then with Caboose in the background, we can have a look at a few stats. The Savage Men getting up there. Caboose. Amaranth have lost about 100, maybe 150 development today. So Neo Sedai going up, Yunlin are going way, way down. Income-wise, Tequila London are right back in it. And that's because of trade. All this trade coming to... I thought I'll pause that. Come on. The Dendy are still making a decent income of themselves. Erilux still with a ridiculous treasury. Score, though. Score. Epiphany running away with it. How are they getting so much score? That's actually ridiculous how much score they're getting. Tequila are really catching up. Epiphany are running away with it. Patria. See, I told you Patria were doing well. Look at Patria rolling back up. In fact, I very rarely show this off. So tech-wise, Erilux, Legendia, Switzerland, the guys you'd expect to be up there. Ideas as well. Anything you guys want to have a look at? Right, Caboose, let's pause that. Because I think Caboose just got broken. If you're not saluting Infinite Citadel right now. It's like they never left. They're Coptic as well still. Perfect. The defenders of the Coptic faith. They still have their cores on the Savage Men. I'm not so sure that's going to happen. But Caboose have been broken, which means they gave in to every single rebel demand. So we'll quickly switch into them. They haven't been bankrupted. They're losing their great power status. And they're out of that disaster. So this is Caboose back to step one. Kind of. How much of an army do they have? They don't... Right, they've got Conquistador. I don't know why they've got Conquistador. That's a land explorer. They have a bunch of stuff to core. So yeah, Caboose are back in action. And I imagine they'll be getting a lot more of this once the month is up. So we'll switch back out. Let's have a quick look in here. And look at development so we can see Caboose easily. Down to under 700 development. There's 17.53 right now. No, it's not gone up. The Caboose are in a bit more trouble than I thought. The Nile Valley back on the map, and if they could actually keep their empire together, it would be nice. And they've swallowed up that between them as well. Oh, hello. Tok Marie have turned this right around. They're allied with Tequila. Caboose are a bit done. The Nile Valley absolutely need to keep this alliance with Tok Maria now that they've got Tequila on their side. And Arkansas are now in a lot of trouble. Because Tok Maria, eventually they'll be able to come through Masira. And they'll be able to take on Arkansas as well. That's quite a resurgence. Hello? What's happening down here? Is it gonna happen? The Eric Lux conquest of Savoy. Is it gonna happen? First of all, are Versailles dead? Because they may well be dead. But second of all, and most importantly, are Eric Lux gonna get some land? Who's in this war? Grunhammer. Whoa, that's actually really good for Eric Lux. If they can somehow get some land from Grunhammer as well, they're in business. And they're at war with Switzerland. Who's up? And it is the entire Triple Alliance because Eric Lux is the linchpin that holds them together. So Epiphany are in this war as well. So this could be the war for Eric Lux. Because Eric Lux, look at the provinces they have highlighted in red, and appreciate that apart from these down here, they are at war and can take all of these. Well, apart from Croatia as well. So this is all up for grabs for Eric Lux. This could be the war. This is the one. It's gonna happen. There we go. We've got a consolidating army there for Caboose. The boys are back in town. Allied with Masira. Eric Lux hit the Versailles, as they are wont to do. Now they've already lost Savoy, but that's because there's no fort in it, and that's fine. I do fear for Grunhammer though, because this isn't going to be a war that Grunhammer win. Probably. And the Savage Men fully paying their army. Midvidstrana desperately trying to stay alive by clinging to the corpse of Equestria. It's quite impressive that they're lasting so long. Just some quick checks around. Oh. The Savage Men wanting to get close to London. London wanted to get... Oh no, there is the alliance. And that's why. The Savage Men have the Norse bloc and London on their side, and that is a game changer. I don't know how it changes the game, but it does. That's a major alliance. London now with the Savage Men. Patria. No, Patria attacking Colombia. It didn't have to be this way. London are allied with Switzerland and Nordisch Reich. And Utrecht, but Utrecht are what? Literally that. Surrounded by London, allied with London, getting paid subsidies by London. We're surely not out of background music. We weren't, but you know, it was just very quiet. So this is kind of where the action's happening now that Caboose are down and out. Although Arkansas still over here. Kind of rebuilding an army, but you can see they're outnumbered. A bit outgunned. Caboose rebuilding. This says it all about Caboose, right? Look at their list of rivals. The Nile Valley, Tok Maria, and Malta. That's how far they've fallen. Fila on patrol on a lot of movements. Gyoya have gone right in on Fujian. Yep, they've got Sonia Zadai backing, I imagine. Oh, Gansu and Hami. So this is kind of the war for Chinese hegemony at this point. Because Gyoya take this, and then either one of Sun Yeo and Gyoya can beat up Yunlin by themselves, and that's truly over for Yunlin. Heelan Australia now officially exists. Amaranth are fighting back in the only way they know how. Oh, hello! I think they've given in to particularists. Yeah, their country's been broken. Minus 87% prestige. And they think, how How can we get this prestige back? Let's beat up Australia Minor and get Australia back. Big ol' naval battle ends in a retreat. Yep, there's Epiphany taking all these provinces. They've taken Provence, they've taken Avignon. If there's one province from Versailles that Eric Lux should really take, it is Provence, because it is the estuary of the Rhone that gives you trade power in there. Oh no, Epiphany have more power now that they've taken Provence. And I mean, Switzerland are on Epiphany's border now. That was a Versailles battle win, by the way. But try as they might, they're not taking land because there's this excellent fort system. Apart from that fort that just went down there. So who are Gezira? Because the Nile Valley started with all of this land. I don't know who the Gezeran separatists are. Indeed, the Nile Valley, they can't really... Yeah, you can build as many forts as you want, one fort per province. It's not necessarily a useful thing to do. All forts have an upkeep, for one. And all forts have a zone of control, and there's kind of weird zone of control rules, especially when the AI is involved. Then it means that it's not really worth building it on all your provinces. But in theory, yeah, you could fill every single province with a fort. It's like genuinely what Erelux have like this. Like a fort protects provinces around you, so they've got it perfect. I say perfect, they need to build a proper fort in their capital. And now Urbino isn't covered, but that's because they've just relatively recently got that province from Legendia. The Grunhammer remain untouched by this war. See, here's the thing. If you're a nation like Eric Lux with more money than you can ever spend, there is a limit to how many buildings you can build in a province. And if I'm not mistaken, Eric Lux have hit that limit in every single province, and that's why they've got so much money. And it's all good buildings as well that help their income. It's all manufactories as well. Speaking of which, I should have double checked at 1650. Let's jump into Eric Lux, see if they can see. So, manufactories. Indeed, let's get that back. You can kind of see where manufacturers... This is only 4 years. And it's already throughout most of Europe. You can see it spawning down in Africa. It's wherever there's a manufacturer, as I said. So it'll often spread to where there's good trade goods in America as well. India, full of it because of tequila. So Coromandel, if I'm not mistaken, and there we go. It did actually spawn in Samuda Likatha, known for its cloth manufacturing. What's the time? An hour and a half left. We're going to try and keep rolling to get to 1675. The Eric Lux slowly but surely pushing out. Patria doing a good job once again of unsieging. Patria essentially doing the right thing, as always. We got any more territory down here? Not really. It's all Malta this session. So, I think Arkansas fought Cumis to a standstill, which is very good for them. But unless they get more allies, then Tequila will just come for them again. Because we'll see what Tequila wants, and yeah, it's just the next few provinces along. It's always a little bit more. Masses of Georgian separatists that outnumber the Caboose army. It's a pleasure to see. Bit of Estrada didn't really get much from a Equestria there. We got that one province. But it's one more province that Osterström has to take to kill them. Big battle down here. With all that artillery on the back lines from Eric Lux, it's gotta be a win for them. Who can Schwarzwald pull into a battle? Who can Switzerland pull? London, I guess. I'd like to see someone take advantage of this and smash Switzerland. Or indeed, what I'd like to see is Schwarzwald smashing Cleves, smashing East Frisia, getting their lands back, while Grunhammer can't do anything to stop them. I really wish these Georgian separatists would stay away from Arkansas, because Arkansas can beat them back, but Caboose can't. Oh, that is a fort they've taken from Caboose, actually. That's very good. New Pacific Order allied once again with Yunlin. I don't think that's going to be a very fruitful alliance, if I'm completely honest. They're no longer rivaled with Kazil Bronco, actually. Who's this? That's a new one. Kashan, Oldos, Kumis, Hotan. Do they have diplomatic ideas? They do. Oh, a new war just as we were watching them. Kazil Bronco going in on Buryatia. I can't imagine has that much stuff left. A massive war there for Kazil Bronco. Allied with Tumen. I think it might even be Tumen going in on them. Masses of Buryatia separatists. Your two nations will know one another because I think most of the world knows. The spread is there. Europe can see pretty much everything now. So if we look at Samudali Kapha, there's no real anything there. It's just they have a slight dislike of one another because they are different religions. But apart from that, nobody's really tried. That's a big battle there. Grunhammer forced back. Mantua still in Swiss hands. Probably not a good idea. What worries me about this war is you can kind of see what Epiphany wants, because what Epiphany wants is what it's taken. So if I'm Everett Lux, I'm in control of the war and I know exactly what I'll be getting from it. But if I'm Everett Lux, the AI, I'm worried that Epiphany's going to make me go, oh, give me this land, because I've done all the work here. Who has done all the work in this war? Let's have a quick check. Let's jump in. 47% Eric Lux, 35% Epiphany. Eric Lux have to get something out of this war. They're the war leaders, they have the most contribution, it's got to happen. That's a new expansion there. Into Colombia itself, Suriname. Patron Brazil growing at pace. Have they finally taken exploration ideas? No. Administrative, of course. Oh no, that's Patron Brazil. What am I doing? No, of course not. They don't have a single colonization idea. So it is all turning to Eric Lux. What Eric Lux needs to take is just like all that. Keep it south of the Alps, keep it good looking, and they're a solid power. Lutzland's truces are all up. They don't have any reasonable protection. They're pretty much dead. I mean, here's the PRD army. Here's both PRD major armies right on the border. Like, we can zoom right in on this army as far as we can, and it's right here. Not a good time for Lutzland. Osterstrom's armies are being paid as well. What is this? Have Tequila and Sinsagar gone to war? So they've attacked Garwal, and they've called in Sinsagar. So Sinsagar are no longer allied with Tequila. Well, I suppose when you've picked up Tokmaru instead, it doesn't matter. But those two were allied forever, Sinsagar and Tequila. The Arkansas, well, I guess this is Wasteland actually. So they aren't actually bordering. Oh no, they still got Quetta. The Arkansas, when they can, should probably be going for Sinsagar. Just for lack of anywhere else to expand to. The Nile Valley still doing this dance of the Gazeran separatists. They're not going to be doing anything anytime soon. Infinite Citadel, still just sitting there chilling, no allies. That's fine. This song is Flamingo by Slickerus. Next up is actually the start of the Night Runner stuff. Peace in our time. So Avignon does go to Epiphany. But two provinces to Eric Lux. To be fair, Avignon is like 12. Savoy is bigger, 25. Brescia, 24. Why didn't they take Milan? Why did you not take Milan? Look how ugly this looks. Just a little brown incursion into the pure white of Eric Lux. So that was not a guarantee, that was a casus belli. Infinite Citadel have no relations whatsoever. Forever, surely not long for this world. Oh, here we go. It's over. Osterstrom and the PRD are coming back in on Lutzland. Nobody's here to defend them. In fact, Viking Guard really should get in on this. So who is it that's declared the war? It is Osterstrond, so it's Osterstrond deciding who gets what. So Osterstrond, there are two really good provinces here for Osterstrond. Ostergotland, Party Development, Svalbard, the former Norwegian capital. They've already got Dallas Kogan, which is amazing. Especially for Workshop, look how much money it's making. So yeah, Osterstrond looking really good. But they do now share a border with the Savage Men. And I live in hope that Perfidious Osterstrond can be brought to heel. Now that these guys, now that all the Norse bloc are kind of reaching outside the bloc itself, it's becoming more and more feasible. Osterstrond, they can't reach out to anyone pretty much. The Savage Men have London, and London are incredibly rich. The PRD have Vikingar, which, you know, not much help, but if you wanted to get round the back of Osterstrond, perfect. Nordischreich have London as well. But Nordischreich will hopefully die at some point anyway. Who still has their original dynasties intact? Let's have a quick check. We got the Von Mistras. Of course, we have the strong Savage Men dynasty. We have the Dennies. Still collectively. Oh, we actually have quite a few of them. Oh, what's going on? What is going on? Say it ain't so. Epiphanes is back and he wants Neroland and he's against everyone. Eric looks, of course, are being the lapdog and helping out. And it is it just Neroland? I think so. So the rest of Spain gonna fall. Oh, come on. This is cheap. Trebizond separatists are essentially... There's no way Georgia can stop Trebizond going back to Trebizond. Which I suppose is fair enough, really. It's in the name. But still. What's the autonomy like? Yeah, Cairo's still very, very autonomous. Not getting really much from it at all. That's only 25% of what they'll get from it. I imagine a lot of this land will be the same, yep. Oh, gems. Nice. So that's why Donau Valley still don't have much of an army, and why they still can't deal with these Khazarian separatists. Yep, Neroland going down, and it's not even a blaze of glory anymore. Largely going down in a blaze of glory. They don't even have the naval... They don't have the economy to support the naval superiority anymore. So if the PRD takes Shaland, actually, they'll be easily the most dominant power in this block. In this trading node. I imagine they are already. Even London, actually, are getting quite a bit of power. Because I imagine London... Yeah, majority control of the biggest trade node in the game. Not a good idea. They're even taking Gotland. For Christ's sake. The PRD have been kind of squashed out. Because the two main ways of expansion to the east, they got kind of pincered by Ostroströn and the Savage Men. To the west, they've got the Nords. Nordischreich. They're kind of getting a bit of this coastline here. But it's still mostly Ostroströn taking all the good land. So who are real contenders to win here? Caboose were in there, but Caboose are done. They're not completely done, but they've been... Oh. Arkansas, will you never learn? So Arkansas have an alliance again with Caboose. I guess they kind of have to. Because there might not be anyone else who's willing to ally with Arkansas. But I really wish they did have someone else. Here we go. What's going on here? It's the bloody MPO again. It's the MPO declaring war on their own tributary again. Tequila are definitely in with a shout. I mean, we'll check score at the end. But oh, here we go. Lettisland pushed just to kind of how Denmark starts EU4. Because this is Denmark at the start, and then they've got a few vassals there. And then they've got Sweden and Norway under Union. How much did they actually take there? That was a hell of a lot. These aren't very good provinces in themselves, but those two big ones that I pointed out. If we look, actually, Ostroströn getting right up there. Patria getting up there. How are Patria actually getting that far up there? Have they taken... Oh, here we go. This is how. Because they are just cutting through Africa. As they kind of have to stay relevant. Unfortunately, because they've been bordered with Burkina Faso and Ouagadougou for so long. Ouagadougou actually have better military tech than Patria. And Burkina Faso have the same. It's only when you get down as far as I imagine Angola and Nunu have worse tech. 15, yep, 16. Hope Marie doing anything interesting? I mean, their truce with Caboose is up, they should go for it. Bring in Donau Valley, both of you go up, defeat the Separatists together, smash Caboose, and you're back in it. Nile Valley still hit. The Nile Valley might be in trouble. No, they've got humanist ideas. That's just what I was checking. That's very good. They might not be completely wrecked by this. Look at this utter mess. Coptic, Sunni, Hindu. It's all over the place. We've got Epiphany just making a meal out of Neroland once again. Oh, Malta going for it. They kind of have to. Because if Patria cut them off, then there's literally nowhere else then Malta can expand to. I suppose Malta could take on Caboose Cyrenica. Because Caboose, I imagine Caboose still don't have much of a navy. Oh, big war, big war. Probably not a big war. Yes, Schwarzwald once again proving why they're my favourites. They got no allies, they don't care. Big Duke Rolf Denny is just going for it. Going for it by himself. All by myself. Schwarzwald aren't going to take it lying down. What they need to do. Who are they actually war? Cleves and then East Frisia as well. They should knock out East Frisia first. They should invite them back onto the fort there at Landshut. They should build some better forts, honestly. But once they've built better forts, they should invite Grunland in to the fort on Landshut, to the fort in Brisgau, no, to the fort in Württemberg. And then they smash their army there once they finish smashing East Frisia. Because right now, they've got a better army, but they're not using it well enough. They're getting surrounded, they're getting distracted. They need just to pick one target and go for it. There we go. Look at how it's demolished. Demolished. Beaten so quickly they can barely get reinforcements there in time. And that's not even their whole army, because another bit of their army's down here in Salzburg. That army turns around, it's going to kill that army. Despite their 3-star general. It's just going to melt, because they've got a 3-star general as well. The line shrinks, sent packing. Guess what? Another 3-star general up here? Doesn't matter. I suppose it does matter now that they've won the siege and are running away. And that's the problem. They're getting distracted, focus on a target, take them out. Maybe Schwarzwald are kind of hoping that, guys, Grunhammer is getting beaten up here. Savage Man, PRD, this is your time. And they should be jumping on it, honestly. They should be going all out here. The Savage Men improving Schwarzwald's opinion of them. I would love a Savage Schwarzwald Axis. It's not going to happen if, you know, they mess up their wars like this, though. Although I suppose Metz are on their side. If they just let Metz siege down East Frisia, that's perfect. Get East Frisia out of the war, because they don't have much, but it's enough that it's worth taking out the war. Who is Switzerland allied to? No one of consequence. I suppose London are the richest nation in the world, allied to half of the Norse bloc, but you know, who really cares? Epiphany Canada coming along, Nearland, Mexico, dying a death. Not really touching South America yet. Interesting. Actually really interesting. So they've attacked Kelimani, who are a really big threat as a nation. It's just a one-on-one war. But if Legendia can take on Kelimani, have a look at this. Have a swatch at this. Look at all the gold that's right here. Sofala is the province they want. But if they can take all this and look at that army melt, even outnumbered. Oh, they're not quite. Yep, they still win. What's the difference in military techs here? 16 compared to 20. They're leveraging their Miltic advantage almost perfectly. If they built a fort in Mat Solo and not just lost all their land, they'd be doing perfectly. And this is a good opportunity for Tok Maria as well, because Mombasa... Oh, Mombasa are at war with Legendia as well. Mombasa are allied with Caboose. Interesting. Right, Tok's attacked Masira, as well he should. And here comes Tequila. Here comes Tequila. Against Arkansas. And they've joined in that war for Masira as well. So Arkansas still allied with... Caboose haven't stabbed them in the back this time. Now that they don't have an army, now that they've lost everything, now Caboose is standing by their ally. But you know, at least sometimes people learn their lessons. So these are forts going down. What Pyrenees doing? Right, they've joined the war on Schwarzwald's side. Well, it's another army to unsiege your land. Right, East Frisia have been knocked out the war thanks to Metz, and they've got Friesland. Great. Swing their armies around, concentrate on Cleves, concentrate on Grunhammer. Savage men building up an army because they are at war with Bashkiria, Georgia, Perevorot, Medvedstrana. They are killing 3 Osterstrand. Perfidious Osterstrand. Once more. Maybe this time they'll take Moscow. If the Savage men somehow manage to take Moscow. Oh, I'd enjoy that. I'd prefer that. So long as it's not the PRD getting it. But yeah, Perevorot, they were on my death watch list. As were Medvedstrana and Georgia. Actually, is it Georgia who's in? Yeah, Georgia, Perevorot, Medvedstrana, Bashkiria. Grunhammer making a push here. We've got all their armies well positioned. Sieging down the capital with a support army as well. So where are... Yep, that's good. Pyrenees sieging down that. Schwarzwald need to bring their army, led by Duke Rolf Denny himself, round to here and smash these guys at their capital. RIP Oh no. Well, see, the thing is about Neroland, and I'll pause and I'll quickly jump into them. I imagine we'll see a shield up here. Oh no, we don't. How are they not massively? Because Nerolands have what? They have 94 development. Their colonies have far more development than they do. La Plata has 123. Brazil has 182. Unless they lost all of... No, California's there. They lose like all of Mexico? No. They've just lost enough provinces, right? That they've taken over Mexico. And this is the new capital of Neroland. That's actually really good for them. This could be the best thing that ever happened to Neroland. That they've migrated to California. Because this means that they can use their settlers. They can expand into this land. They can declare war on, say, Scottish Mexico now and not pull in Free Scotland. So this is actually really good for Neroland. Compared to, you know, full annexation. Which is what they were otherwise faced with. They could at least survive like this. They could swallow up their own colonies like this. If I'm Neroland, I'm going straight for these guys here. Swallowing up these guys. Try to swallow up Scottish Mexico. Because Mexico as well, I showed you the gold in East Africa. Look at the gold in Mexico. And the potential gold for colonising these provinces as well. Epiphany looking a bit more solid now, and Pyrenees looking a bit worse for wear. How are they not winning this? Obviously they're winning this, they've taken the province. Well, they're losing by a war score of -33. The armies have retreated. Unsiege your capital. Don't do it with both stacks. One stack to there. Unsiege that. Before your allies and Mets just get wrecked. Eric looks moving their army around on manoeuvres. Probably just moving it back from beating up Neroland. My concern here is for Patria now, because there is a border there between Patria and Epiphany. They are no longer allied. Patria is looking to the Savage Men as well. I mean, as you would, Savage Men completely ascendant. And it is also Strond who have everything occupied here. So I would be shocked if we didn't see Moskva, Kaladin and Dark Grey. Arkansas really struggling. But Rhoda are in this war. Because they're allied with Samud-Ali Katha. It's Samud-Ali Katha who have declared this war. Berevarot is gone. Rest in peace, we never really cared. Which one is it? Which one was it? Was it Kharkov? It must have been Kharkov. 1661. Berevarot died again. I live, I die, I live again, and then I die again because it's the Savage Men. If it's of any consolation to Georgia, they can't actually be annexed here. Like, the Savage Men could take Trebizond, although it is occupied by Osterstrond. Could Osterstrond take it? I don't think so. They'd have to have core. Well, I suppose they've got the western edge of Sweden now. So round all the way. They might have the range for it. What have they taken? They have taken exploration ideas, I remember. So they probably do have the coring range to take Trebizond if they really wanted it. But they didn't. They've just knocked them out. And now it's not, what, 100% war score? No, it's... Oh, it's actually Osterstrond versus Bashkiria. They might not take Moscow. They should. The Bashkiria have that one good gold mine still. They do. So, that's what Osterstrond have to be wanting to take. They don't even want any of Bashkiria. What are they doing? What's anyone doing? Does this... I don't think it's peace, but it's... They've gotten rid of the occupations on their land. So as soon as Schwarzwald take Berg, that 1k guy should just sit on Berg so they get positive war score again. Knock Grunhammer out, just take all these guys and you're back in business. Latvian Separatists, 41,000 Latvian Separatists. Right, I feel like this was a war entirely aimed at Medvedstrana. Because they've taken one province from Bashkiria, and they've taken a whole lot more. I'll say a whole lot more. They've taken Moskva, and they've taken its neighbour. So Moscow has fallen. Paladin and Dark Grey. While I'm trying to get my voice back, is there anything anyone wants to look at? I'm going to mute my mic and have a big old coughing fit, I think. Try and clear my throat. And nobody wants to hear that. Especially not on this relatively high quality mic I've not properly set up. Alright, let's just zoom into this war. Oh yeah, here we go. Schwarzwald finally have the war goal. They'll have positive war score. Just about. Although they are losing these forts again. Grunhammer on the run, sieging their capital again. He's just said, we'll watch this war, see how it develops. No, we won't. Was that literally white peace? Denny, please. I expect this of Nordischreich. I expect this of Switzerland. I expect this of Grunhammer. I don't expect this of you. Though I suppose he did get Friesland. 22 development off a non-co-belligerent, actually. That's pretty good. Excuse me a sec. I'm going to mute this mic. We'll have a quick look around. There we go. The Sofala is the capital of Kilimani. So that's actually fantastic for Legendia. We'll be winning this war despite all these occupations, like by so far, because they control the war goal, they control the capital, so they'll definitely get Sofala from it. And if it's the capital, yeah, 10 Diplo development, 10 production development on a gold mine is perfect for this time of the game. But this is going to put Legendia back on the map. The Patria, there we go. They did exactly what I said. They did cut off Malta. The Malta ain't expanding no more. Unless they get a settler, Settle would die, and they can take these last two provinces from Ethiopia. The Nile Valley still can't get rid of these separatists. It's probably quite embarrassing at this point. Polk has a truce with Masira because he has conquered up to here. And Arkansas getting trampled. And this all stems from Caboose stabbing Arkansas in the back. Arkansas are done. Loads of pirates in the Mediterranean I saw just there. That's a big army in London, potentially gearing up for something. It's not going to be declaring war on Utrecht, their ally. It could potentially be Cleves. Could be Schwarzwald. Honestly, they could probably take Schwarzwald. Bring in any one of your allies and you can take Schwarzwald. The London gearing up for something. Vikingar, any advance? Nope. Oh, so that'll be why they got the alliance, because Vikingar are transferring trade power to the PRD. And the PRD will now be dominating Lubeck, I imagine. No, still. Oh, of course. I forgot they didn't take Sheerland. Right, Sheerland's still the main province there. Once Sheerland goes down, the PRD will be dominating that. But yeah, this is... It's not a great look. And this is all because Samuda want this province back. You can kind of see the extent here, because it's Samuda who are the war leader. So if there's provinces that nobody else wants, they will go to the war leader. So you can see that Tequila wants these provinces here. It wants a bit of those provinces there. It doesn't want Hormuz. Oh, a lovely, huge, particularist rebellion there. Bengalistani separatists as well. Oh god, Damac are actually running wild here. It's Damac who are slapping down Australia Minor. What's Epiphany up to? Well, if Epiphanes can't watch, can somebody tell him that? Hello, Legendia! Their diplomatic work is paid off. They have an alliance with Epiphany. But Epiphany are just kind of beating up randoms in Canada, really. I think that's what they've been doing. I mean, look at this. 60,000 troops just off the western Hudson Bay. Solar sees another potential target up in smoke thanks to Epiphany. Solas, what's this? Eric Lux pays 7.36 gold per month in subsidies to Medvedstrana. I know you're the richest nation in the world, but surely, of wastes of money, that is up there. But no, you can understand why they're doing it. It's to impede the Norse bloc in whatever way they can. I assume, yep, enemies... No. They're not even rivals with us, Destroyed of the Savage Men. I don't know why they're giving subsidies to Medvedstrana. That's another set of Gezeran separatists. Arkansas beaten far back. Oh, look at this name placement. Although, actually... Oh, look at these rebels. We live in hope. Let's jump into Tequila. What are they facing down? They're not facing down any disasters. It's just a bit of war exhaustion. But that is 159,000 particulars. 34k, 43k, 27k there. Now, they do have a large army, but that's a lot of overextension as well. And they don't have enough... They took a lot from Sin Cigar that they can't afford to pay off. And they still... Oh no, they could be screwed. This could be it for Tequila. They've drunk too deep. Drunk too deep. They've drunk too greedily and dug too deep. Because they are at 90% overextension, which is going to mean rebels. It's going to mean... Oh. If I was Samuda, I would be giving them as much land as possible to feed this, because they don't have the admin power to get rid of this overextension. So there's going to be more and more rebels, and Samuda, who are allied with Damak and Baroda, they could pounce. Hashan continuing to beat down Arkansas. But do they really have the troops if it's... Who are they up against? Hashan and Kumis? They are two very rich nations, I know. Samuda did get that province back. Lot says it's Samuda's province. I say it's Garavdesh's province. Apparently that core should have disappeared. It disappeared a long time ago, but it hasn't. Which is good. I like the prospect of a Garavdesh, you know, uprising. Have you got any allies yet? Nope, Infinite Citadel, just chilling. Just sitting back. Interestingly, Free Scotland have managed to lose their half of Iceland to Iceland. I suppose they only really needed it to jump across to the Americas, which they've obviously succeeded with. But oh, is this nearer land expanding? Potentially. Paso del Norte? More like Paso del Nilro. If I could speak properly, that would have been a far better joke. What I could do going in on Burkina Faso, which probably isn't a good idea, it's just going to weaken them both. Arkansas might be able to force this back. Especially if Tequila stay in it. Oh, wait, I was staring at this and I didn't realise just how patchwork this has become. Because Georgia are back in a big way. Maybe that's what... Oh no, that's what Samuda will have done. That's what Samuda did. Because when you declare a war of reconquest, it doesn't cost anything to force, for example, Arkansas to give cores back to Georgia. Now, Arkansas, they don't want Arkansas to give cores back to anyone else. They want them to give back to Georgia. So it's taking land away from their enemy and not immediately powering up another enemy, essentially. Georgia have immediately gone in on Arkansas. Do they even... Oh, they do have an army. They've got 13k. They've got 15, 16k. I have to say this isn't a great idea. It's really not a great idea. They've got no allies. They've got no allies and no contiguous empire. It's not great. Legendia. I see... like... An exiled troop there. Have they marched all the way from Africa? Oh, look at this. A massive shift in power instilled by Legendia. Okay. Tolk have gone in. They've gone in by themselves on Caboose. That involves Mombasa as well. And I think, appropriately enough, the dying Arkansas have said, you know what, Caboose? Have a taste of this. We did anyway. So, all eyes currently still on Tequila. Now, their troops are good enough and they're still plentiful enough and they've not lost enough manpower to be really done in by this. You see, what did it for Caboose? It was all of this, as well as the League War, which completely demolished their manpower, demolished their professionalism. And that's kind of how... Oh, actually, interesting enough, Georgia, if Caboose are down here fighting, Caboose have a 27k stack back. The Tok Maria, if they could just take out Mombasa, which is easier said than done looking at it. They've split up their armies far too much. That's 84k now, Gazeran separatists. Who were Gezira? And why are they so keen to come back? This is Denial Valley land, but now Gezira want it. Honestly, what Denial Valley need to do is, while Caboose is still weak, they just need to give in to these separatists. Immediately declare war on them and get their land back, because they're not going to beat 84k. Tok Maria, they're not playing this one very well. They need to knock out Mombasa before Mombasa do a lot more damage to this fort. Look how few forts there are here. Ridiculous. Keep double checking back up here. That is Osterstrond fighting down Vikingar separatists. Midvedstrada, they're doing really well in, like, they get beaten down by the Norse bloc. It's like they couldn't beat down Gezira immediately. But Caboose are in no position to immediately declare war themselves. So they just need to do it. And they need to bite the bullet, get it over with, because otherwise these guys are just going to siege down the coast and they're going to get more and more cores and it will hurt more and more when it finally happens. Here is Tok Maria, outnumbered but not outgunned. And that was their lesser stack as well, which is a good sign. How are the tech levels? 16 to 19? That's very good for Tok Maria. Although surely Tok Maria can call in someone else. Denial or Tequila or someone. Tequila have fought off their rebels. So how many gold provinces did Legendia actually get? 1, 2, and a bunch of ivory provinces as well. That's pretty sound. Pretty well played. Oh no. It's been coming. It's been coming. Is that the whole Norse block? It's not the PRD. Oh dear. It's been coming. No. No. Solas, tell me no. No. Solas, you didn't. Solas, how has this happened? Please tell me you didn't do this, Solas. If I come in here and you're the defender of the faith, I'm not gonna be happy, Solas. Oh! Nobody expects the defense. Look, you know what you lose out for not defending Grunhammer based on Defender of the Faith? You lose 500 ducats. Of course, You can't afford 500 ducats, can you? You've only got 15,000 in the bank. Yes, let's defend Catholicism. Good plan. Oh, you've dragged Free Scotland into this as well. Oh, Free Scotland versus... Oh, no. Oh, no. God damn it. If London managed to, like, boot out Free Scotland... This is the worst war. This is the worst war. Let's have a look at this, though. So we've got... 1, 2... Is there a Bronco in there? Oh no, Free Scotland are a great power. God damn it. I reckon if you were Epiphany with Epiphany calendar, Canada, you could intervene in the war. Because there's two great powers on one side and one on the other. So a great power could interfere in this. They're not going to, I assume. But Eric looks keep their army together. Offensive ideas, defensive ideas. Pretty good. Where is their army? What is their army actually doing? What are any of these guys doing? Free Scotland are absolutely only... Although, actually, if London's army isn't around and Scotland just send in their 7k guys, they could get full occupation going on here. But we've seen this before and Free Scotland messed it up. They're back to Grunhammer. Grunhammer, I bet they haven't built a fort yet. No, they still haven't built a fort that protects all that area. At least they've got some level 6s. What do they have in Vienna? Oh, they do have a level 6, actually. But this is Nordisch Reich's big move. They've been saving up for this for ages. Our 7k definitely isn't enough to siege any of these forts. But it's enough to take down all the unforted stuff. Which isn't enough. Yeah, so a level 6 fort, you're going to need 18,000. 4,000? Not quite enough. Oh, there's some stuff on my screen, hold on. That's why I'm clicking around erratically. You can't see it because I'm a professional broadcaster who hides that kind of thing. That's why I'm complaining about all the stuff on my screen. Oh, we'll just go with it. Right, where are we? We are in full emergency mode as Nordisch Reich are sieging down Mantua. What they need is the fort in Milan, so they can't just roll right up to Mantua. Because now they can just bypass Treviso. It's not great. What are Versailles doing? Versailles with their one province. Right, Pyrenees are coming in for them. The Pyrenees against Versailles and Metz. Pyrenees might actually be the ones to kill Versailles, which is hilarious when you think about it. But Versailles are also defending Grunhammer. The Versailles... Do Versailles only have one province? Because that's a big army for one province that they're beating off Pyrenees with. I think... Were they always... Were Malta always in this one? Maybe they were. Epiphany building up their armies. Whatever for. if it's to intervene in this war, I'll start backing Epiphany for the win. Because that's a big move by a big player. Meanwhile, Georgia are continuing to beat down Arkansas. Tequila out of their rebel spiral. Polk really struggling here. I say really struggling. They want Mocha and they've got Mocha. I think Mocha's that one there. So war score will continue to tick up until Caboose take it back and there is a force in the way. That's actually a really good play. If that was a plan that they were going to do a reconquest of that and hide behind the fort, that's genius. It's not at all what they intended. PRD would not be able to come in if Epiphany comes in. Epiphany can only come in, or indeed any great power can only come in because of the imbalance of great powers. It's Nordischreich who started the war, so it's only Nordischreich allies who can be called in, and they have all been called in. They are not allied with the PRD. What the PRD should be doing is starting their own war against Grunhammer. What's Schwarzwald doing in all of this? Schwarzwald are against Versailles. Poor form, lads. The Kazil Bronco, against most if not all odds, they are the most successful of our three main Islamic nations. Do you want to guess what's happening over here, guys? They're in two wars at once, actually. Against Sunni Sudan and Georgia. This is how confident they've got them. I mean, I guess on a very technical level, it's possible that the MPO could help them siege down Georgia, peace out Georgia, and then they could turn around and beat up Sunni Sudan. But we know that's not happening, let's not bother. Grunhammer. Beaten very much down. See, the concern for Eric Lux around here is if you see any provinces that are taken, like this occupied by Nordischreich, that's fine. Nordischreich aren't going to be able to take their provinces. They don't have the coring range nor the desire to. But if the province, for example, like this one has gone the colour of the Savage Men, that indicates the Savage Men would like to take it. That means it's vulnerable in a peace deal. But this is the big land grab for Nordischreich. What is it? Anyway. It's a conquest. So they can only really cheaply take the provinces highlighted here. Their entire border. Have they not got religious ideas? They don't have humanist ideas. I thought they'd be able to do a crusade, but nope. A conquest is the best we can get in 1669. How have Grunhammer managed to take Crimea? More importantly, why? Oh, what is this? If this is some no, it's just they're marching up to this fort of the Savage Men, they're spreading out to siege it. I don't like this place, Olas. I'll be honest. The Versailles army is still running around while their capital has been occupied. Have a quick look back, see how they are actually doing, because they were advancing into Georgia. Yeah, they are actually advancing quite far into Georgia. So they could almost... What's the casus belli here? Oh no, actually, it's a completely separate war. They've declared war on Jerem. This is brilliant, actually. If Sonyeris die in Georgia, like the Balkan skull of our EU4 world, managed to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory once again, where they've essentially finished off Jutland, but they somehow let them back in. That would be phenomenal. Oh, Georgia. This is actually pathetic. Because between them, they have bigger armies, Sunye and Georgia, than Yunnan themselves. The only hope is the mandateless New Pacific Order, who take plus 50% damage. Bengalistan aren't a tributary anymore. They're not long for this world. So it just depends on whether Jirem... Well, Jirem won't hold out. And that's fine. Oh, Yunlin could actually take a bunch of land from Joya, and Sun Yeo Sadai couldn't actually help Joya. That's the dream. Right, we'll cut back across here to where Grunham are. Oh, looking a bit worse for wear. Switzerland are on the warpath. They've attacked Cleves in East Frisia. And while we were over there, we missed, I'm pretty sure, Versailles. Argonne! Of all the countries to finally eliminate Versailles, who had Pyrenees? Who really thought it'd be Pyrenees putting Versailles at their misery? Provence is such an amazing province as well. 1669. Vidvidstrana, Australia, Georgia. They're the other ones that had them a death list. Georgia, strength to strength. Vidvidstrana running away. God, if Eric Lux was somehow to turn this war around with these sieges, that'd be phenomenal, but it's not going to happen. Although Eric Lux, they do have a big army in here. Oh, they just... Oh, please just go crush that Osterstrand army. Come on. Look at these troops. You've got the amazing artillery. Oh, no, they've taken that. No, please, please just crush them at Genoa. Could Legendia be tempted? Oh, Legendia are actually supporting the independence of Pátria in Brazil. That's not a good move. That's a genius move. So if what they're doing here, they're supporting the independence of Pátria in Brazil. So if Pátria in Brazil declare war on Pátria, they will have Legendia there. So that will bring Legendia to war with Pátria in Brazil. No, it's not a good move. It's a bad move. It's a potentially genius move. We'll come back to it later, if I remember, which I won't. Runehammer nearly completely occupied. Only 29% war score. How have they only got 29% war score? The battles are even. How actually is this only 29% war score? I mean, 3.4 is because Moskva has been taken. Build forts, guys, come on. This is actually pathetic. Which of these nations isn't getting completely occupied? It's the one with the good forts. Now, look at how many troops there are around here. This is how the forts are getting taken down, because they're concentrating solely on them. Oh, no. No. Don't do this. Not this way. Oh, they're going specifically for Provence as well. They've brought in Legendia. God, I am going to laugh and laugh and laugh. Epiphany have called in Legendia to this war because their other Italian ally isn't helping. They're not really in a position to help. If Legendia somehow managed to get given land by Epiphany, I'm never going to stop laughing. I'll have to cancel... Oh, look at Georgia. Ignore their name, but Georgia are back as nearly one contiguous long nation. Impressive. Tequila at war with Amaranth. Samuda are going in on Amaranth. Oh dear. Oh, Damak are going in on Amaranth as well. This is actually really great for Samuda. Denial. Oh Jesus. See, this is what I meant. They need... They've attacked Ethiopia to, like, attract some semblance of, you know, respectability. No, we can still win wars, guys. But no, that's what I'm saying. Because they let those rebels stay around for so long, when those rebels take a province, they add their core to it. And that's what's happened here. So Gezira are immediately trying to get Tok Maria and Tequila on side. Unfortunately, Tok Maria are doing kind of the same. High Chief Jesse Bigawa. Impressive. It's gonna cause a hell of a lot of devastation. Oh, Pyrenees! Pyrenees have taken Paris! The big push to Paris, and they've actually succeeded. Is it Schwarzwald who are doing this, actually? It is Schwarzwald. The Schwarzwald always had the potential. They always had the power. And Provence is a level 6 fort. It's going to take a while to take down. Meanwhile, Schwarzwald are running wild. This is it. Oh, God. I've just looked at Scotland and it's not pretty. There's 60,000 Germans in Ireland. Let's look away. Maybe that's what they're waiting for. Yeah, the war score is going massively up now. They're going to knock Scotland out. Give Wales and Cornwall to London. CSM's east border is... well, it's Grunhammer have taken it. Just because they're the war leader. But it was Solar's army who's still, like, mucking about up here that's doing the damage. Right, they've blasted their way through the fort at Provence. But Denny has the power. Denny has the troop numbers to come back and smash them at Provence. Does he have... He can't get through to them because of the fort at Lyon, though. But wow, they've taken Paris. They'll be taking devastation. This is going to be quite damaging for Epiphany. Oh, no! After all this time! No! Ninja Karutsu are going on Yunlin. Just when Ninja Karutsu are occupying, they're sieging down Beijing. After all this time. It was Sunyeo Sedai who booted you off Japan. Look, they're just keeping you in your own little zoo here. You get one little province. Here comes Gansu as well. Potentially what Yunlin could have done is pieced out with Sunyeo Sedai, concentrated on Gioia. But Ninja Karutsu have just grown to such an extent that they're just going, nah, we're not going to let that happen. Screw them. Screw Ninja Karutsu. Useless. Tell you what's not useless. Schwarzwald. Wait, what's Switzerland doing? Actually, what is Switzerland doing? Switzerland have attacked Grunhammer. So they're looking to take, what was it actually? Panten. A mountain fort. Do they have any allies left? Not really. Aaron Lux didn't come in for them a second time. Depending on what Grunhammer lose here. No, they're gonna lose a lot. Incidentally, this is the age of absolutism. Look at that, push further out of England, Cornwall there. Free Scotland out of this war. So I'll quickly pause and explain this. So, how absolutism works is that the more of an absolute ruler your leader is, the more quickly and more cheaply they can core stuff, and the more land they can take in war. So if we come into Nordischreich, their absolutism is 9. That's pretty pathetic. CSM's is 26. That's pretty good for this early stage. If we look at Eric Lux, you see the maximum there, 99. We look at the Eric Lux, for example, there 40 is really good, but their maximum is 40 because they're a republic. They're an Ambrosian republic. The Eric Lux are in a perfect position to take land. If we look at Legendia, even further still, they're at max 20 out of 20 because they're a peasants' republic. And in fact, their main culture is nearly Tunisian. I'm not going to show you your absolutism, Shane, because we're only talking about relevant nations to this war. Now, we'll look at absolutism later. What I'm going to do, we're going to stop at 1675. So we're going to continue on with this war. Hopefully this war will get peace out. London, still involved in that war, yeah. I think going 1633 to 1675 is kind of... That's a good run for mid to late game. So Kumis, again, not too happy with other people having land around here, other people having fun. They're going on Georgia. It's not what I like to see. Did Tolk manage to lose that war? Because that's what it looks like to me. Tolk, please. Scotland peaced out, yep. And they didn't take any of Wales, but London took Cornwall, took Cumbria and Northumberland. Which... oh, Cumbria is a wasteland. But Schwarzwald, still running wild. Oh, look at this, just smashing Epiphany. God, imagine. They're not going to lose this, but imagine if they did. Because Pyrenees, their capital, is taken. It's only a level 1 fort. Their major fort in Provence is taken. If we look over here... oh no, Nederland. Nederland are in this war. Well, I suppose these provinces don't really matter anymore, actually. Because Nederland is... oh no, Nederland. Oh, Nederland at war Free Scotland. Are Free Scotland in this? Oh, this is bad for Nederland. They could be completely annexed. Because if we look at Nederland... no, 245%. It's not going to happen unless someone has insanely high absolutism. Oh no. Oh dear. So if we're Epiphany with our 63 absolutism already, and we're trying to take over Nederland, that 245 becomes 158. Is Epiphany sitting it out? Not especially. Epiphany's doing its own things while Grunhammer gets partitioned. Right, so that is peace. That is Nordischreich have taken this. I think the Savage Men got this back, if I'm right. And that leaves Grunhammer fighting Switzerland by themselves. Did Eric Lux lose anything there? I was not paying enough attention. They didn't, which is good. Probably. Eric Lux still holding dreams of the Triple Alliance aloft. Could they declare war on Switzerland? I mean, technically, yes. I'd like to see it happen. The war that remains is Epiphany with Free Scotland taking on Nederland, Pyrenees and Schwarzwald. So this was a war particularly for this province here, particularly for Provence. But Schwarzwald have done a number on Northern Epiphany. There's Legendia eventually getting involved. Pyrenees in Ancona. Pyrenees trying to siege down Rome. Oh, Schwarzwald are there to help them. So what are the Savage Men doing next? What's next for anyone? New Pacific Order beset by rebels. I don't know. It'd be good. I'm actually doing something good. What? Amaranth were in such... Oh, Jesus Christ. Amaranth... Yeah, clearly they're in such a weak position that this is happening. But they were in such a weak position that Malaya declared war on Amaranth, thinking we've got a chance. But Australia Minor... Is their capital? Has it actually happened? That's spectacular, actually. What's happened here is that Australia Minor were beaten down enough that their capital got moved to Australia. But now they're back on the map with pretty much... This is pretty much the best their empire has ever looked. And their capital is in Australia. You literally could not ask for better than that. I mean, I imagine not having Tequila share your home island would probably help. So really, I think Amaranth are the good guys here. I think Yunlin are dead. Yunlin improving relations with Kizil Bronco. Far too little, far too late. I was screaming at them to do that like 3 sessions ago. Oh, an actual war. Oh. Oh, of course, because Sinsagar... Kizil Bronco in on Sinsagar in support of Kumis. Pathetic. So we've got 1 year to go. We're going to see if Grunhammer goes down to Switzerland. A big battle to relieve Rome, and that might be all she wrote for Piraeus. Because Piraeus... 156 total war score needed to take them out. But if we are Epiphany, and we have a look here, they can literally be swallowed in one single war. It's possible. And if their absolutism keeps rising, they can do it. What are their next ideas? Diplomatic ideas. They just got something that lets them take more land at once as well. Epiphany can do it. And if Epiphany take all of Pyreneus' land over here, they will in turn get all of their colonies as their own colonies. That's a massive army just standing right beside Neroland. So we're kind of seeing the consolidation of the major powers. Oh, fantastic! Fandabidozi. The Savage Crusade is coming. Caboose. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. And they're just doing it mano a mano. I love this. Because Caboose still have like an impressive amount of development. But the Savage Men don't care. They're just going in. They're going in themselves. We share with no one. You don't give us our bit of Grunhammer, we'll take our bit of Caboose. Oh no, Malta, no! Malta, don't do this. Malta, why? Malta, I can't believe you've done this. Malta by themselves are going in on Denial Valley. A session that started with such joy. Hold on. No, I panicked for a second. I thought that was Pyreneus. I thought that was Pyreneus. And I really panicked that Infinite Citadel was gone. Do you have any allies yet? Gezira, of course. But this means that either Tolk betrayed Denial, or that they thought, you know what, we'll ally with Gezira instead. No, they literally did. They literally did. They thought, you know what, Gezira have taken the best parts of Denial. Now we'll just ally with Gezira. Why has this happened? Oh fuck! I've just knocked my own earphones out of my ears, and I was suddenly able to hear my voice a lot louder, and I genuinely like panicked for a second. I was like, oh Jesus, I'm quite a loud boy. Fujian going in on Junlin now. Yeah, the rise and fall of Denial. Oh, hold on. Oh no, this is how it might have happened. Denial with the colonists. I'm pointing at the screen in shock. Denial. They colonized that province and gave Malta another way through. Denial, no. Oh, I'd say I can't believe you've done this, but I absolutely can. So that is it on the 1st of February. Not the 1st of January, we're too cool for that. It's like I can probably flip to like my webcam there. I saw that province and I was just like, I was literally like this. Oh. Right, but let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Nobody wants to see me. So that is 1675. That is one hell of a session. A session. It's not of great rebirth. That was the last session. A session of redrawing the borders. A session of a tequila at war. No, they're just building up an army. Why do you build me up? That's Australian separatists, not even Amaranth separatists. Amaranth don't care. They even have control of Malacca anymore. They still do, but you know. Right, so that is 1675. We've got 15 minutes until 11 o'clock. Is Tequila's name still terrible? It is. It's the session of terrible names. What has happened? Oh, that is ugly as hell. Perm's name is good. I like Perm's name. I guess Ninja Karutsu's name is doing alright. What is this? Hold on. Alaska. No, that is a Scottish protectorate, but... I really panicked there for a second. I saw lights in Alaska, and then I saw a dark grey province beside them, and I thought, surely Osterstrond haven't chased them to bloody Alaska. But no, they haven't. Panic over. What I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to be away for just a minute. Get a quick drink. I'll leave it on that scroll like that. Then I'll come back. Then we'll have a few look at things. We'll look at absolution, look at ideas, look at potential allies, stuff like that. So I'm going to leave it on this, which is a really good song to leave it on. Get rid of that. Zoom right out so it looks neat. Start it scrolling, and I'll be back in just a second. Okay, if that little break didn't send everyone running for the hills, I'm gonna go and have a look at a few things I'm curious about myself. A few things I can answer, like, any questions. Like, what I'll do first is, in case I accidentally make any changes, I will save the game first. I don't go in, accidentally change things, accidentally mess things up. So, Osterstrond was one we had a proper question about earlier on. And their absolutism is actually pretty decent. And ideas-wise, quantity ideas, I can support quantity ideas. In this situation, they need better troops, I think. Yeah, they need better troops, but quantity at this point, when all your neighbours have quantity, I think is pretty acceptable. If Epiphanes is watching but not listening, you can see that his nation has taken over the rest of Spain. Gotten rid of Patria, picked up Free Scotland, Legendia and Trier. Taking Provence. He'll get Provence. And it's actually a really good province. Canada is a bit rowdy, but that's because it's getting bigger. And here's the Epiphanine army taking over California. Denial got brought up to tech parity, but not idea parity, I think. Let's have a quick look at scores. In fact, let's see if there's any wars I've missed, because that's a big one. What I think I'm going to do, if nobody else objects, is for my next write-up, I'm going to do one for the last 50 years. Rather than, I'll have all the stats for, it's not all the red. Lorid is his. Antilles. Not Guatemala. I think New London have stuff in here, though. Like, in here, it looks really confusing. But you've got New London, which is that. And that's tributes. Right, so I'm going to stop eating nuts and actually talk. Oh, what's happened over here? Equestria, what have you done? Equestria back at Death's Door, but when are they ever not at Death's Door? Did Midford's trying to get that gold mine? How do so many people... Well, I suppose Perm actually declared war on Bashkiria and took it, so, you know. Nero, if you're listening, genuinely, here's the capital of Neroland. I mean, occupied by Free Scotland, so what more could you ask for? Genuinely, if you don't die in this war, you're in a decent position. Because once your capital's in the New World, you can expand really fast throughout the New World. Like, you could declare war on Scottish Mexico, and it wouldn't draw in Free Scotland, stuff like that. But Free Scotland's are on the way out as well. Vikingar. The Vikingar got their islands back, and now they're jumping to Iceland. Which is something I can support. Have they done something stupid? No, they haven't. They've got decent ideas. I still can't get over Osterstrom going exploration ideas. Like, where are they going to explore now? Is their what? 5th idea set? Like, they can explore Greenland. Good stuff. There's like almost literally no coastline left to colonize. There's like a bit in South America. Tierra del Fuego. But otherwise the coastlines are completely taken. Like this is why Lurtz is round bloody Alaska. So who's had a good session then, and who's had a bad session? Good sessions for Epiphanes. The best session for CSM. Easily. Easily? In terms of set, well, also Strond as well. Maybe also Strond. Where are we actually sitting here? Oh, Jesus. Oh, there we go, lads. There is no leader of the Norse block. We are equals in every way. I mean, literally, bear in mind that Lurtz was down here and Epiphany did declare war on him for like one of the provinces. They declared war on him for that province. So they literally did already chase into South America. Wait, hold on. Oh yeah, because it's Legendia. Legendia in Brazil is in trouble. Anyway. So if we look at actual development, you'll see that Epiphany isn't that high up. But there's now a major break. You've got a big top 4 here. Amaranth used to be up here. Where are Amaranth? Amaranth are all the way down here with Jutland now. Those two used to be a lot higher. Caboose have lost nearly half of their stuff. PRD not doing too well in terms of development. If you look at income though, surprisingly high up. Well, surprisingly to me. They were higher up than this last time. The Mood are doing really well, but then they'll be raking it in from a bit of trade, a bit of production in the Spice Islands. Denmark getting right up there, which is annoying. But yeah, it's pretty much over for Jutland. The score-wise, you've got 2 running away at the moment in Epiphany and Osterstrond. I'm just having a quick look to see who can catch up and how. As you can see, Caboose, they got there and then they just got wrecked, and there they'll stay forever. Caboose aren't getting back into this at all. Eric Lux have not done enough to really expand. Incidentally, we can show you this. This is through every age. Eric Lux win here. Osterstrond win the Reformation. And in the Age of Absolutism and the League War, boom. London are doing well off the back solely off the trade. Look at their mill rating. They're not getting any points for mill rating. Oh, no, they will be getting some points for mill rating just because it's far fewer nations. But it's diplomatic, which is trade efficiency. Great power, trade efficient, diplomatic technology is where they're getting a lot of stuff. Strong allies is in there. And then here it's going to be monthly income making up most of it. Score is like really obtuse. But generally being better at things gets you better score. If we sort by mill rating, for example, Tequila, how are they getting it? Amount of soldiers, and they are winning that war that Samuda's got them in. That's the thing as well. Winning wars gets you a lot of score. That's why they are... That's the sole reason why Tequila are top and not Epiphany, actually, is because Tequila are currently at war. And indeed, that's why they're getting such good ratings in other things. Because the Samudri conquest of Datu, whatever. Whereas, and that's why Kazil Bronco are that far up. The Muck have 1 point of score now. That's how much they've taken from Amaranth. Who's the least likeliest point scorer here? Westphalia, Vikingar. Where's Malta? That's the real questions here. 228. Jesus, right. Let's get out here. This is a silly screen. City of the World's Desire is Madrid. But what I actually want to look at is military. So here we go. Let me just digest this. Patria are far higher up this than I thought, but a lot of their force limit is going to come from... Oh, it's not. I was wrong. It comes from being a big country. Who knew? Osterstrone's mercenaries should really worry them. That they're still having to struggle with mercenaries, despite only really fighting Medvedstrana. Although, if I show you this geographic map mode, it's the winter map mode that no one will ever use. But that's the severity of winter and how much attrition damage you'll take. And obviously, these guys going through here, getting smashed by attrition every single war. Is there anything else anyone particularly wants to look at? Because that is 11 o'clock. Go off Epiphany a bit. Come into Epiphany, actually. Florida, Epiphany Canada, the Antilles. They all give this guy merchants. If we bring it down here, you can see the merchants all sending trade back to Genoa now. Is their home node. And this is really going to piss off Eric Lux more than anything. Because this was Eric Lux's node. They've got Genoa, they've got Firenze, they should have had Provence, they should have had Lyonnais. But that is... That's what Epiphany's done. They've weaseled their way into this end node. Where they didn't really have... They didn't really have it in the first place, but now they've also got Valencia, they'll get Tarragona. So they're directly profiting at Eric Lux's expense at the moment. So Malta, I don't think they brought anyone else in. They could bring in Patria and Legendia. They're desperately improving the Savage Men's opinion of them. But it's only themselves. But that's the thing. This is, if we look at the Niles, we go into the Nile Valley. They have what? 224 development. So we look at how much they've lost here. The granary of the Mediterranean. This is where all the development was. So what do they actually have left? What's their capital? Capital of Soba. Let's have a look at it. Dry Islands 8 development. Rubbish. They're going to be getting barely any of that Alexandrian trade. Their home node is Ethiopia now, which is terrible. Has Tolk moved his node to the Gulf of Aden yet? I'm curious. Of course he has. Good. And he's even getting most of it. Top work, top work. But yeah, next session we'll probably see... Although actually, this is why Neroland keeps getting involved in stuff. Because he's got all these guys as tributaries. But the rest of these guys up here, they should just be eaten up. Next session. Colombia I'm expecting to go next session. Money, I think they should end up well. Here's the thing. Here's what annoys me about Tok Maria, right? Tok Maria declared war on Caboose. To be fair, they won that war because, look, they got that province. But they lost some to Mombasa, I'm fairly sure. But Legendia, whose home provinces are all the way over here, they managed to beat Quelimane and Legendia, and Mombasa in the same war. A step beyond what Tok Maria managed. And their lands are right there. It's like, come on lads, get it together. We see the horrendous situation over here, where Australia Minor have got these provinces back. Samudali Katha in Brunei. The Maka running wild. It's all gone wrong over here, essentially. All these big trading nations demolished. So what I often like doing is I like going into smaller nations and seeing, hey, what can they actually do? Who can they actually ally? Like, but there's nobody really we can do that with just now. Like, I'd usually do it with Grunhammer, but they're at war. Yunnan, but they're at war. So if we're Lutzland, who can we potentially ally with to get us out of this situation? Grunhammer, Schwarzwald would still accept. London is the one. They're very close to being able to ally London, so they absolutely should be doing that. They should be improving those relations, getting an alliance with London. That would keep them safe. So when I'm seeing in a write-up, oh, they should be doing X, Y, Z, that's because I've looked and seen how close they are, how annoyingly they're not going to end up doing it. Like, Yunnan won't be able to ally anyone just now because they're at war with everyone. But say they weren't at war. Anyone under 1,000. They could now get an alliance with Kizil Bronco. So they should absolutely do that when they're out of the war. Bengalistan, what are they up to? Allied with Sulu. They've attacked Chiang Rai. And they'll probably win because the MPO don't have any quality troops. But if we were Bengalistan and we weren't at war... Oh, we could form a... They could... Hello? Form a coalition against Tequila. That's what I've not bothered checking for so long. No coalitions that can form against Tequila. But what about over here, like Epiphany? Nope. That's the thing with so many split religions. Aggressive expansion hasn't really been an issue. But anyway, next time we have the Savage Men taking over Turkey. We've got Tequila doing Tequilan things. We've got the disappearance, the curious case of Yunnan's disappearance. The rise and fall, the rise and fall and fall and fall and fall of Denial Valley. Malta of all people. Deolanda gone. Cordoba are very close to being annexed by Patria. That'll put Patria in a really good position because already they're the 5th great power. Give them Cordoba. And they'll have a very good trade base and another 148. So Patria are really on the way up. Patria, if they were to annex Cordoba right now, would have more development than Oosterstrode and the Savage Men. That's how they've just been quietly going about their time. A little bit of that does include Patria and Brazil, of course. But Patria and Brazil isn't that big. This is all the development they're taking down here. Still haven't got to the gold mines, but there's some good resources in here. Good development in here. Ish, I guess. But that's still all to be taken, and they've got no competition for it. Erilux. Erilux, they're a big loser from this session, honestly. Not because they've actually lost land, but because their diplomatic situation has changed. In that they can't just declare war on Legendia now, because Legendia are allied to Epiphany. If we jump in as Erilux, we've got no diplomats to send. In fact, I've already saved this game, so I'm going to let this run a little bit more, with me controlling Erilux, just so we can show We've got a free diplomat now. So that brings in London and Metz. That brings in... Well, that doesn't bring in Epiphany right now, because Epiphany are at war. It does bring in Free Scotland and Malta. They could... If I'm Everett Looks, what I do is I immediately go for this. I unquestionably go for this, because they will never get a better opportunity to get Epiphany to break their alliance with Legendia. They can call in Patria, and that's more than enough to take on Malta, Free Scotland and Legendia. It's not going to happen. See, this is the frustrating thing. I do these things and I just go, well, it's not going to happen. They could go for Grunhammer. But Grunhammer would be Epiphany would be called in because it's a Holy Roman Emperor. As the Holy Roman Emperor. Okay. Go on the Savage Men. It calls in the entire Norse block. So Everett Looks have very few options. But anyway. I've waffled on for far too long. So what I am going to do, just going to scroll out. I say thank you everyone for watching. We'll be back next week on the Sunday. Sunday should be back. I don't know, because people did show up for the earlier time. Like 9 till 11 is as late as I can stream. I get told sharp at 11 most nights. I still live at home at 29 years old. Because, you know, I'm a cool guy who streams Europa Universalis with his weekends. Essentially, if people are up for watching from 8 onwards, we could guarantee that we get through a lot more years in a session. So probably we're just going to stick to 9 o'clock, if that's when people want to tune in. But the potential's there to start earlier. So until then, thank you very much for watching. This has been very fun. A far more fun experience than it would be me just, you know, chatting to myself around here. Thanks for watching. See you next week.